What if I told you that the life mission of one of the most celebrated content creators in Rainbow Six Siege was to break it?
What I like to do is throw an impact grenade at those little garbage cans, then you will be able to lie down and crawl right in.
To employ a mixture of genius, deceit, and destruction to school his opponents in the most infuriating ways imaginable.
He's gonna start working his way out here as well, but oh, Coconut Bra with the angles!
Over the years, Coconut Bra has solidified himself as something of a cult figure.
Okay, I just got put in a fucking YouTube video.
He's gone from a quirky YouTuber who's driven others to think outside the box to Siege's very own godfather of cheese.
He's even like, kind of like an inside joke in the pro scene. It's like, oh, this guy's been watching too many Coconut Bra videos.
Whenever something weird happens, we're like, somebody watched a Coconut Bra video.
Through his never-ending quest for so-called honest exploits, Coconut Bra has changed the way that Siege heads approach their craft. He's earned the respect of the community.
He's like a mad scientist of this game, man.
He's wormed his way into the literal highest level of play.
I can tell you, pro players literally use his videos.
And he's ignited a balance war with Ubisoft. But contrary to what you might think, Coconut Bra isn't some toxic asshole who gets off on watching the Siege community tear itself apart. He isn't trying to piss people off. He's trying to educate them, to make those who claim to love this game as much as he does, well, smarter. Okay, so you've probably noticed that the show looks a little bit different this week. That's because here at theScore, we're taking every precaution against the COVID-19 pandemic. But rest assured, even though we're all working from home, we're still going to be delivering the same great esports content that you've come to expect. Okay, so who exactly is Coconut Bra? How did he become the most infuriating source of ingenuity Siege has ever seen? And why the hell do all of this game's content creators have brazier-related aliases?
Yes!
Well, for a long time, people didn't actually know who he was, since he never did a face reveal. They just assumed he was some kind of evil mastermind.
Well, actually, I am Coconut Bra undercover.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
No.
Ow! Memes aside, Coconut Bra isn't some maniacal troll. This is him. His name is John, and he's a regular guy who happens to be one of the biggest sweethearts in Siege.
It's for you, man.
Actually?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
He just also happens to have an unquenchable thirst for exploits, or what he favorably refers to as alternate methods. So where did he get his start? Well, it wasn't in Siege. Coconut and the cult thereof all began thanks to a Destiny boss.
It all started because there's really difficult bosses when you're low level, right? So me and my friend, we just like randomly stumbled upon a really like weird angle to be able to shoot a boss in Destiny. But it was something cool that nobody's seen before, so I posted on the forums, people liked it, they thought it was awesome.
The problem is that Destiny wasn't competitive. It was just man versus code. Coconut was spending all of his time outsmarting a game, a system, and that became tiresome. But his hunger for a new challenge was finally satisfied when he first discovered Siege.
When Siege came out, I saw the trailer for it. It looked like a hardcore, like search and destroy, Counter-Strike type of thing. I knew it was something I had to try. And then as soon as I played Siege for the first time, it was just like, you fall down that rabbit hole of information where there's endless things to learn.
Siege offered Coconut the chance to outsmart not just a game engine, but those who engaged with it. He wasn't just outbraining AI bullet sponges anymore. He was mentally outdueling living, breathing opponents.
That's a dumb spot. Oh, my ankles. I broke them.
And because of how tactical, intense, and generally ooh-rah Siege was, there were very few people taking that kind of weird, zany approach to it.
I remember when I first started YouTubing for Siege, I would watch a lot of like Serenity 17 and Macy J, and I could just tell like they're crazy good at aiming, yes, but at the same time, they would outplay people that are also really good at aiming because they're smart, or they think of something that nobody's thought of. They go for something else. So that's why I love Siege so much, is there's no way I'm gonna walk in a room and flick to 5 people. I'm not that good naturally. But I tend to think about the game very differently than a lot of people. And luckily for me, people think that's interesting to watch, so I like sharing the information.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back, and in this video we are gonna go over what is, in my opinion, the top 10 spawn kill points. It's gonna go over all various maps.
See, that's the beautiful and awful thing about Siege. It's inherently cheesy. From runouts to spawn peaks to the myriad of ways in which destruction can spell both you and your opponent's undoing, Siege is the kind of game where it's actually really easy to kill someone who's way better than you.
What?
Oh my god.
No way.
Yo, is Sergio streaming? Can somebody check?
Wait! That was so fast! That was so fast!
He really goes in and like exploits that destruction system a lot of the time, and I really love that. Like, it really helps Siege be Siege. You know, we use that destruction system, we use the gadgets, and we get those crazy angles. It is what Siege is about.
You don't need the insane aim. Like, you can get a kill on Bolo by not having to take a gunfight with him.
That's a lot of damage incurred there from just some Legion traps, and he's going to continue to not check and incur even more damage from 4 total Legion traps now. 5 Legion traps puts Bolo at 50 HP, and the gas canisters are going to chip away with the C4 to add to it. Bolo doesn't get to play the round.
Unlike Counter-Strike, Siege didn't require you to be an aim god to win. And for Coconut, that's what made it so great. You could legitimately theory craft your way to success.
I'm not that good. Like, I can't just run into a site and, like, you know, lean 5 times and spray 4 people down. Like, I'll probably never be able to do that. I've always looked for alternative methods to do things. I don't ever want to get into like any type of glitches or anything. I look for like unorthodox ways to bring success to things that are acceptable, and just ways that people are like, oh, I never thought about that.
Now, you need to understand, Coconut wasn't just your average spawn-peeking douche nozzle. Siege is filled with those. Bruh. No, this guy was a super special breed of asshole. The kind of opponent who made you question why you played this game in the first place.
West is there, West is there. Nice, thank you.
But because his tips and tricks were so effective, it wasn't long before he started gaining notoriety. And since then, he's collated thousands of strats from a variety of sources, ranked, Pro League, and his Discord community, and watched as they wormed their way into nearly every level of play.
I watch all of his videos because if I don't, I'm gonna get spawn peeked from every single angle. Actually, it was funny, we were playing in the Content Creator Cup, and I'm rappelling down like the rafters, and I'm like, I'm gonna die to Coconut running out on some ridiculous angle. I called it.
That's some fucking spawn peek I don't even know exists by Coconut. Yep, I'm dead. I literally called it too.
It's more along the lines of like, wow, that was like, I didn't know you could do that. Whereas like, normally when I get mad, it's like, why did you do that, right? The annoying situations are what make me mad. When I die to other stuff, it's like, wow, I just didn't even know that existed. That's just impressive. Like, I learned something new today.
The funny thing is that despite dishing out some truly BM beatdowns, Coconut and his legion of bras, yes, he refers to his community as bras.
What is up, bras? 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 What is up, bras?
Sided.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah, in spite of everything, Coconut isn't actually all that maligned. It's as if his bullshit is simply too mesmerizing to hate. But that's not to say that he's never been criticized. Over the years, a lot of salty silvers have downplayed or disregarded the usefulness of Coconut's so-called rat strats. And these imaginationless plebs couldn't have been further from the truth.
You do watch them, you can learn some stuff, like some, like, we call it rat stuff, but like, you can learn interesting things like new runouts, new spawn peaks. I have tried to use some, so have my teammates, so he does impact it in like weird ways. Like even pro league players are definitely using his stuff.
I like his videos. He shows a lot of
cool, unique tricks that a lot of people, even most pros, don't really know. And like, I give him respect. I don't know how some of the spots that he finds, like how he finds them, but they help. I've used some of them. I know he's personally taken some from our Pro League matches. He's asked if it's okay. He's very generous and respectful, and I think he's like really, really nice and a really good content creator for the community.
But Coconut's single most infamous contribution to pro play is something called purple tarps. A form of map parkour that allowed attackers to gain an elevated angle on one of Coastline's strongest sites. But here's the thing, purple tarps wasn't just some nifty little off angle. You could coordinate entire strategies around this maneuver, basically making it a fucking meta in and of itself. Before long, purple tarps became core to virtually any form of high-level play on Coastline. The only drawback was that, well, it was kind of a pain in the ass to execute.
By the way, this is the here's how you do it. Thank you for the lesson, Laxing. So I'm sure at some point Ubisoft will add like an invisible player wall. It takes some practice.
One eternity later.
Not the most graceful Laxing out there, but he gets it.
Taught from his mother at a young age, able to climb up the tarp, and with it, prosperity.
And that was intentional. See, even though the community loved purple tarps, Ubisoft, not so much. They would patch it out, and within no time, Coconut would find a new way to get up there.
I'm sorry, Ubisoft. Please still invite me to the seasonal preview events. Now we got another way to get on the Coastline purple tarps, and this one's even easier, and you can do it literally 3 steps from your spawn and pre-fire the hookah window within literal seconds of the round starting.
It even got to the point where Coconut basically became the bane of Ubisoft's existence.
Boom, boom, boom. Sorry, Ubisoft. Don't get mad at me.
FBI, open up! But as far as pro players were concerned, the man was doing God's work.
When the purple tarp was the thing on Coastline, and they kept patching it, every day we'd hop on for scrims and be like, did Coconut bro, did he find the new way? We need to know because they just patched a new one. He's like, did he find the new way on the tarp yet? And Gio would be like, yeah, I got the video, and he'd link it. We literally, we would use it to, just so we knew how to get on the tarp still.
Remember Laxing from that earlier clip?
Here's how you do it.
Well, he used purple tarps to close out one of the biggest upsets in 6 Invitational history.
Laxing out on the tarp, it's a 2v3, it's a 1v3, Canadian to keep his team alive in the biggest tournament in the world. Turning the corner, and he grabs one on the mark, trying to go in for 2 against Fox. All it will take is 2 bullets, close range of the Deagle, Deagles him down, 1v1 against Laxing, and Laxing on tarp, reciprocity eliminate evil geniuses.
Eventually, after patching out every known way of getting up there, Ubisoft just gave up and made the tarp incapable of being traversed. But that didn't stop Coconut from getting the last laugh.
I actually have another way to get up there, but now because the tarps are transparent, it's not viable and it takes a long time. So it wouldn't be that good anyways, but it is funny because I still can get up there.
Because ultimately, that's what Coconut and his army of bras are all about. Chasing, cherishing, and championing the things that make Siege, well, Siege. And look, say what you will about the man, his shit works.
Oh no. Oh, Coconut bro. The angles, man. Oh, just a little. There you go. He's got it lined up. He'll do it. Just need the big. Oh, and it's so smooth as well from Coconut bro.
Way more than it should.
Working his way out here as well, but Coconut bro with the angles.
More importantly, he's inspired his legions of fans to pride themselves on being able to think outside the box, to prioritize intelligence over aim. Make no mistake, while Coconut Bra might be a little bit of a terror, he's raised the collective IQ of the entire Siege community. And at the end of the day, that's a good thing.
It's really cool knowing that I inspired that because there's so many different minds that come together in a way that also is what helps people evolve in the game. And I think a lot of other community members are like-minded like that.
How did he become the most infuriating source of ingenuity Siege has ever seen? And why the hell do all of this game's content creators have Brazier-related aliases? Whoa.
That was awesome. One more time.
Yeah, fuck you, Miles. Yeah, all right. Yeah. Knew you were gonna say it, but you didn't have to. Didn't have to rub it in. All right.